But our first session today, we'll look at autism realities, expectations, myths, acceptance, and quality of life. So what are the things to expect? And I think going after this play, that is a perfect topic to look at. Our first speaker today reminded me that 2 years ago I called him an allergy. That last year I called him, I can't remember what he said I called you last year. But I have a name for him this year. Afiz Abdul Razak. Can we make some noise for Afiz? Afiz Akonji Abdul Razak is an autism scholar, educator, and doctoral candidate at Auckland University, USA, whose work bridges research and practice across Nigeria and the US. With over 15 years of experience in early childhood and special education, he specializes in autism, inclusive education, family-centered practice, and quality of life. His work equips families, educators, and institutions with practical, evidence-based approaches that foster meaningful acceptance and lifelong inclusion. And he is the founder of Child Expert Clinic. Ladies and gentlemen, Afiz Abdul Razak, a.k.a. Idongongo.
Good morning, everybody. Please, don't go yet. So I observed a trend yesterday, and I've seen on TV, I've seen in different situations that when they call certain personalities, particularly musicians, people are going to faint out of excitement. But I'm wondering why nobody has fainted ever since. So I will ask him to call me again, and I want to see the first person to faint. Please.
Wait. Afiz, you have to be ready to give the person money. That's my own. Nobody will faint for free here. Abi? So do you have dollars? If you have dollars, bring it out now. Let's do. If you don't have money, I'm not doing it. Oh, sorry.
So please, who is the first person? Look at your neighbor. Who is the first person to faint? Even though you are going to pretend, try to faint. So nobody still fainted. Okay. Acceptance. All right. Good morning, everybody. What is interesting about my topic is that I wrote this topic last year after the conference. So I have had this topic on my phone for 1 year. And the premise for this topic was based on my interaction with parents here. So I will be talking to you this morning with practical strategies, not from what I learned working with Camille in Michigan, or from my interaction with Dr. Lange, or with the parents I've met. But I'm going to tell you about the kind of platform GTCO has created for me to be able to put this together. So if you're looking forward to this, once I say Aja, Karaja, Karaja, you do like this. Aja. Left hand. Aja, Karaja, Karaja. Aja, Karaja, Karaja. Okay, let me go back. Before we continue to Jajaja. So, autism realities, expectations, myths, acceptance, and quality of life. And this is in tandem with family, classroom, workplace, and public spaces. So I'll be taking you on a journey, and then it's going to revolve around this. Now, this is going to be the journey you're going to embark on with me. You're going to understand autism, and they're going to talk about acting in the classroom, shared responsibility, and pursuit of quality of life. I want to say a very big thank you to the organizers, and in particular the facilitators, who has created a remarkable benchmark for me and other people presenting to continue on today. Without their presentation yesterday, it might have been more problematic, so thank you very much, the facilitators. Now, the first thing we need to do is see the child, not the diagnosis. What is the premise for this? At the consultation in Ikeja last year, there came a time where we got to the venue. Camille, Sholakbe, and Mr. Lange were coordinating everybody. It was my time to get a space to sit, and they were teasing me that, Your Excellency, we have to put you on the podium. Finally, they found a space for me. I never knew that that was going to lead me to a remarkable experience that will make me stand before you this morning to share an inspiring story. Of all the families I met, a particular woman stood out to me. This was a woman who had a child who was 12 years. She struggled to come on because she couldn't come independently because of a situation of severe intellectual disability. I looked from afar, quite emotional. I walked toward her and embraced her and supported the child to where I was sitting. My first interaction told me what the child needed. Despite what I've learned, what I've seen, what I was going to advise does not go in tandem with what the parent wants me to advise. I saw a girl who is an adolescent, whose immediate need is for us to look into how we are going to help her to avoid sexual molestation because of remarkable features in her. But the only thing the mother was looking for is, when is she going to speak? So everything I needed to talk to her about, the reality changed. Because what I was seeing as the expert she's coming to see is not what she was expecting. Then there comes the question, what exactly am I going to do? And that was what led me to asking myself a question. Parents of children on the spectrum, oftentimes they have said they are unhappy. Are they unhappy because they need to be unhappy, or their own unhappiness is self-initiated? What do I mean? Because if you are not seeing the child, no matter the progress, you will be unhappy. So your unhappiness is not just because you have a child on the spectrum, but the self-inflicted unhappiness is premised on the fact that you are not celebrating the little things you are meant to see, rather you are fixated on what you want to see. Continue. Now, and I'm going to tell you very quickly, for some of us, we are coming for the first time, we have not heard the word autism before. Bear in mind, autism is a lifelong neurodevelopmental difference. And basically, autism spectrum disorder affects communication, social interaction, sensory experience, and patterns of behavior. And that is why they are different. And just like an average person, I came here this morning with my bag. You came here this morning, you wore a makeup, and we came with our phone. Autism does not come in isolation. It's accompanied by a particular thing. And they are called comorbidities. And it could be attention, impulsive difference, sensory processing difference, anxiety, depression, and sleep, among other challenges. However, if at all you would not remember the definition, just know that a friend on the spectrum could be characterized by having the following: difference in communication, difference in social interaction, patterns in interest, and sensory experience. Now, here is a graph. And there's a reason why you need to learn from this. Look at this. Autism in the United States in 2010 used to be 1 in 68 children. In 2014, it was 1 in 59 children. In 2016, it was 1 in 54 children. In 2018, it was 1 in 44. 2020, 1 in 36. And at present, we have 1 in 31. And somebody will ask, Afiz, we're in Nigeria, we are not in the US. The reason why I have to give these statistics is because, unfortunately, at present, in Nigeria, we don't have a remarkable surveillance approach for us to be able to track the number of autism in Nigeria. One of the ways that we have to initiate action is intentionality in data. So what is this one telling you? We have had over more than 20% changes from 2010 till now. Is it about new diagnosis? Of course. No. It's about more. I need a parent with a child on the spectrum. A parent with a child on the spectrum. No, like from the audience. Who? Yes, if you have a child on the spectrum, please come out. I don't have time, please. No, where's your child? I'm not inviting only you. You and your child. A parent with a child. Auntie, Emma, Tiju. Now, GTCO want us to achieve one thing. Please, you can also come. Go on the podium. They want us to talk about workforce, classroom, public spaces, and family. We've talked about family, we've talked about classroom. Now, there's something we call the biopsychosocial model. The biopsychosocial model is something you and I need to embrace before we leave here today. This was the way autism started. Please sit here. Thank you. Madam, sit here. This is a developmental pediatrician. Autism started with a biomedical approach. The biomedical approach was a way where autism was just a conversation between the parents and the hospital. So when they come to the hospital, the only thing they would do, talk about my child is doing this and that, the Dr. Kilo will tell them, okay, he's on the spectrum, and that's it. Then the next advice is therapy. But what has changed over time is that autism is not the experience of this unique individual alone. Thank you, he's accepting what I said. It's the experience of the entire family. So we need to move from the medical approach to a biopsychosocial approach. Why? Because behind this young man is the mother who needs to accept them, whatever they are doing, is it going to show? It will never show. So, autism should move from a biomedical perspective to what? Biopsychosocial. And that affects all of us. The woman in the market, the religious leader, the person in the hospital, all of us. Because something happened here 12 years ago. There was a woman who came and the boy ran to the highway. And people became bystanders, not supporting the woman. And she was crying so profusely, inconsolably. If only we understood the biopsychosocial model, what would we have done? We would have supported her. Because at that time, it's not about the child, it's about what? All of us. Now, one thing. GTCO has been using the biopsychosocial model for a long time. Who can tell me how? Please, you can go. Thank you. Who can tell me? They told me I don't have time anymore. Please, you can go. So you can read my slide. Now, the next one is quality of life. So quality of life for family, quality of life for the child. So quality of life, now, I will tell you a story. There was a student I had. Her name is Yetunde. Yetunde is here today. Yetunde is visually impaired. But Yetunde presently works with Lagos State and supports children on the spectrum with her work. I asked Yetunde a question many years ago. Because she was visually impaired, I thought the best way for me to support her was to get money for her to do a surgery. When I asked Yetunde, when I told her about it, you know what she told me? She said, Mr. Hafiz, I am fine. That made me reflect that I look from my own perspective, not from my own perspective. So quality of life is looking from your perspective. Sorry, I'm sorry, just read it. But these are the components of quality of life. So I'm sorry I don't have time anymore. As I round off this, I have a message for you. And this is my message for the parents. So look, very quickly, inclusion gives... Another question we need to ask is, are we supporting inclusion or social inclusion? Inclusion is word. Social inclusion is acceptance in action. Finally, I have a message for you. You must have been wondering why I'm wearing this. So I will tell you why I'm wearing this. So Hafiz, why do you wear the scrub? People ask me, why do you wear the scrub? You are not a physician, a surgeon, you are not a nurse. So, but because he does not know how to carry the weight of tomorrow. I wear it because I have seen parents apologize for children who never needed to apologize for themselves. I wear it because I have watched little ants flap with excitement when the world called it a problem. I saw brilliance. Where others saw bad behavior, I saw possibilities. Where others saw limitation, I wear it because I have celebrated victories the world never noticed. A first word, a first eye contact, a first friendship, a first day without fear, a parent who finally smiled again. I wear it because I have stood beside families when hope felt smaller than fear, not to promise miracles, not to promise cures, but to promise you would never walk this journey alone. I wear it because research gave me knowledge, but family gave me purpose, children gave me perspective, and hope gave me a calling. I wear it because I have knelt beside children who never spoke my language. Yet, somehow, they taught me that the deepest lesson about humanity, they taught me that communication is far bigger than words, that intelligence is far bigger than grades, and that love needs no translation. So today, this scrub is not a uniform, it's a promise. A promise to every parent who wonders, will anyone understand my child? A promise to every teacher who chooses patience over frustration. A promise to every clinician who remembers that before there is a diagnosis, there is a human being. A promise to every autistic child that your worth will never be measured by how closely you resemble everyone else. Then, that when I take this scrub away tonight, I hope one thing remains. Not my presentation, not my research, not my title, but believe that every autistic child deserves more than awareness, more than acceptance, and more than inclusion. They deserve to be understood, to be celebrated, to be loved, and above all, to belong. So, if you ever ask me again, Hafiz, why do you wear the scrub? My answer will always remain the same. Today, I wear the scrub in honor of every autistic child who has ever waited to be understood, and every parent who never stopped believing in themselves. So let your child shine bright like that one.